I want to talk now about Gary Lineker. He signed a huge deal with ITV. It's the front page of The Sun today. He's going to host a game show dubbed a cross between I'm a Celebrity and SAS Who Dares Wins. Well, there we are. He's landed on his feet again. It's going to be called The Box. It's apparently going to infuriate his old BBC employers. He, of course, was forced to step back. I hate this phrase, step back. He was sacked from the BBC amid accusations of anti-Semitism. His new show will see 12 celebrities put in boxes and giving daring challenges. Is touted to be the successor to Ant and Dec's Saturday Night Takeaway. Meanwhile, Lisa Nandy says she's not going to watch MasterChef, the new series that is going to be shown. Greg Wallace and John Turode will be there, but it's all been very heavily edited. Adrian Mills is a former BBC presenter. Adrian, will you be watching Gary Lineker on ITV?
Well, that's a very good question, but yeah, I don't think it's just to present a game show. I think ITV have seen a great opportunity here and decided that with the World Cup coming up and then a couple of years' time the Euros again, Gary Lineker was going to be the #1 man for the BBC. And ITV have gone, do you know something? We'll grab Gary Lineker because whether you like him or not, he does have a following. And I suspect there will be one or two other very loyal co-presenters who will join him.
Well, that's a very good point as well.
And the BBC came in for a lot of stick when they changed football focus. It was accused of going very woke. It's lost a lot of viewers. So I think ITV will see this as a resounding success. Whether Gary Lineker is a good Saturday night prime-time entertainment presenter, well, that remains to be seen. I'm not convinced about that.
I'm not for cancel culture in general, but what do you have to do to be cancelled? I mean, he retweeted something which was about Jewish people and had a rat in it, which is an anti-Semitic trope. We're in a situation where had he done that about, I said this before in the programme, if he'd done that about women, if he'd done that about black people, if he'd done that about gay people, if he'd done that about Muslims, his feet wouldn't have touched the floor, he'd been out the door. Yet somehow Gary Lineker is untouchable. Why do you think he's untouchable?
Do you know, it's very interesting you should say that, because I remember literally about 20 years ago, there was a story bouncing around and Gary Lineker's name was associated with it. I won't go into the detail.
I know the one you're talking about.
Right, and a well-known editor of a tabloid newspaper said to me, everybody's talking about it, but we're not going to run it. And I said, well, it's a brilliant story. Anyway, do you know why we're not going to run it? Because there are certain people in this life, usually on television, that actually are a bit untouchable in terms of the repercussions to the newspaper would be greater than on that individual. And I'm afraid Gary Lineker does have a slight Teflon coating.
He certainly does. Tell us about MasterChef, because it's returning. Greg Wallace and John Turode are there, but of course a lot of editing seems to have happened. Huge changes fans are spotting. There's much less banter between the hosts, apparently is virtually non-existent, and interaction between the hosts and the contestants has also been edited back. Is anybody going to watch it, do you think?
I think that there is a loyal audience for the programme, but I think people really were getting slightly sick of the presentation style. But yet again, I go back to the production company that were hired to make these programmes. They all like the Cockney banter. They like the cheeky chappy. Why has nobody lost their jobs at the BBC for commissioning it? Why has nobody lost their jobs for actually running the programme as an independent production company? And I have to say, the only reason you would run this programme is one, well, there's two actually. One, it's cost a small fortune and the BBC have paid for it. You and I as licence payers have paid for it. But two, more importantly, I feel incredibly sorry for those hard-working chefs whose lives would be possibly changed forever by succeeding on the programme. And to take that away from them, I would have been incredibly mean, I feel.
Yeah, it's a very, very fair point, and it's one that a lot of people will agree with. And loads of people enjoyed MasterChef. Loads of people thought it was a really good programme. Little did they know what was going on behind the scenes.
But I think that's probably true with so many programmes. Yeah. And I have to say, and you may be aware of this as well, there is a story about to break about a female presenter at the BBC who has been showing a junior colleague rather racy pictures. And it's upset the colleague so much that she's complained. The presenter's been dragged in to see the management. And apparently the name of this presenter will have repercussions across a number of programmes.
Well, I think that is the next thing. I also think the relationships between older male presenters and younger male employees as well is something that's going to be coming out a lot more as time goes on. Listen, thank you, Adrian. I really appreciate that. That's Adrian Mills there, former BBC presenter himself. He worked on That's Life and many other programmes as well.